righty, welcome everybody. Welcome to the 18th episode of the Spin Zone and our 104th episode of the year. And we are closing the year with 104 episodes. I want to thank everyone who has tuned in for the last year or so. Without your viewership and support, we couldn't have made it to 104 episodes in total for Brownsville Tech Live and its associated individual podcasts, including the Spin Zone, Live 270, Doug's Dugout. We owe the success of these shows because of your consistent support and viewership. And of course, as we do every week, we are covering the Cowboys, and there is a game tomorrow, which basically starts at 7:15, and it is tomorrow at 7:15 Central Time on Saturday. It is a home game. So Dallas will be playing in their home turf, which we hope is an advantage to the team as they've suffered two straight losses, one to the Buffalo Bills and just last week to the Miami Dolphins. So we're hoping for a better outcome tomorrow. At least playing at home will be advantageous, we hope, right? Anyway, so upcoming game highlights, and this is going to be a very short show, by the way. My co-host is actually out ill, so Steve wasn't able to make it because of sickness, but we hope that he's doing better and that he gets plenty of rest because we've got plenty of more shows coming up for the Spin Zone, and of course the Super Bowl coming soon here. So basically, the upcoming game highlights is Dallas has a 10-5 record, while the Detroit Lions have an 11-4 record. They have lost the last two games. That is Dallas, two against Miami and Buffalo. But the Cowboys are expected to win tomorrow's game, primarily because they are playing at home and they've been very successful when it comes to winning at home. So we're hoping that that trend continues and that they do well tomorrow despite the two setback losses over the last 2 weeks. So, alrighty. So for those of you who are interested in the history regarding any previous matchups between the teams, the last time the Cowboys played the Lions, it was back on October 23rd of 2022, and at that time Dallas won 24-6. Prior to that, they had played on November 17th, 2019, where Dallas beat Detroit once again 35-27. Prior to that, they played on September 30th, 2018, where Dallas also beat the Lions 26-24. And then prior to that, they played on December 26, 2016, where Dallas comfortably beat the Lions 42-21. And then lastly, on 2015, on January 4th, the Cowboys beat the Lions 24-20. So at least for the last 5 games where they've matched up, the Cowboys has been victorious against the Detroit Lions. As far as the injuries, we keep track of the injuries amongst the team players on both sides. Rico Dowdle is still out. He's the running back. Viliami Fakoko Jr., he's the defensive end. He's still out. They're not specifying the injuries, though, on the Cowboys side for any of the players. Jonathan Hankins, defensive tackle, he's out. Malik Hooker, a safety, he's out. Hunter Lupke, he's a running back, he's out. Zach Martin, guard, he's out. Tyrone Smith, offensive tackle, he's out. Matt Waletsko, offensive tackle, he's out. And Edigo Chuma, guard, he's out. On the Detroit Lions side, you've got Derek Barnes, a linebacker, he's out with a shoulder injury. Jason Kabinda, he's a fullback. He's out with a knee injury. Taylor Decker, tackle. He's out with a groin injury. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, cornerback, he's got a pectoral injury. Jerry Jacobs, cornerback, he's got a hamstring injury. Frank Ragnow, he's out. He's also, I believe, a center. Well, he's a center. He's out with a knee back injury. Pennell Sewell, he's out with a shoulder. He's a tackle. And then Brock Wright, tight end, he's out with a hip injury. As it currently stands, Dallas is still number 2 in the NFC East, and of course the Philadelphia Eagles are number 1 in the NFC East. As I mentioned previously, Dallas faces a friendlier terrain as this is a home game at AT&T Stadium. So we're hoping that really makes a difference tomorrow with Dallas clinching a win to make up for the last 2 losses. And of course, the Lions clinched the NFC North, and they're actually vying for seeding. So they've clinched their division, and they're looking for a seed spot. As the quarterbacks go, once again, we're going to see Dak Prescott lead Dallas as quarterback against Jared Goff, the Detroit quarterback. The running backs on each side, you're going to see Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle, even though he's out with an injury. He may play. And then on the running backs on the Detroit Lions is David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Jose Lopez, Steve, is actually out ill tonight, so he wasn't able to make it. Wide receivers, once again, you're going to have CeeDee Lamb. And on the Detroit Lions side, you're going to see Amon St. Brown. And what do we expect? It should say Saturday, not Sunday. I forgot to change that. The Lions do have one of the top 5 offenses in the league, ranking 3rd in total yards per game and 3rd in rushing. They are 5th in passing yards and 5th in points per game. Additionally, the Lions running backs have a combined score of 1782 in rushing yards and 20 scores in total. The Lions defense is young and ranks 4th in the league, and they've had 13 interceptions this year alone. The Lions defense may not be the most admired, but they will give Dak and the Cowboys intensive pressure during the game. So that's basically what to expect on Saturday, not Sunday like the screen shows. It is Saturday, tomorrow. And once again, it is set for tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Central Time. And for those of you wondering on what channel, I do have a channel for you this time. It is on ESPN. So for those of you with ESPN, you'll be able to watch the Dallas Cowboys versus the Detroit Lions tomorrow at 7:15. Once again, it was a pretty short show. I appreciate Mr. Jose Lopez for tuning in and everybody else. As always, the comments are open, so if you have any comments or if there's something that you disagree with or something that we left out, feel free to chime in. We'll try to answer your question or your concern right online. So everyone, once again, tune in tomorrow at 7:15 on ESPN for the game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. And once again, go Cowboys, we are rooting for you, and we will see you all next week. Have a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Thank you for watching.